Hey, what's up? It's Nick here with Living Rich today, and I am here by my house in Carlsbad, California. And today, what I would like to talk about is an experience that I've had kind of like throughout my life, or at least in a few different crucial points, where I had to kind of like redefine my thought of what a good life is and what a rich and happy, enjoyable life is, to a point of view that was more realistic than I had at the time. And I think this applies to you because a lot of times we go around in life with this idea of our perfect situation, like if we won the lotto, everything would be perfect. Or if, excuse me while I drink a little coffee. If we get everything we wanted to, everything would be perfect. And I want to challenge that of you. I want to challenge you to think about that, and then to look at your life situation and think, if that happened, would you really be happy? And I'm going to relate it back to my experience. And I would challenge you to say that in itself would not make you a happy person, winning the lotto or getting everything you wanted to. And here's why, and here's what I think it would be interesting to look at in a personal perspective for yourself, and then apply to your life, is that your happiness is going to come from how much you can be on purpose with your life, how much you can work and do the work that you feel like you're meant to do, as opposed to getting what you want in life. So, I'm taking a lot of pauses. I haven't done a lot of videos in the recent past. I've been out on vacation, so excuse me for this. But anyways, back when I was living in Barcelona, when I first got there, I did not want to work. I thought, I'm just going to go there, be super esoteric, do all this, meditation or some, whatever. I'm not bagging meditation, but I just did not want to work. I thought it was the devil. Like, I was physically opposed, mentally and spiritually opposed to working. So I tried that for a while, and I had all the time I wanted to. Also, my situation wasn't super comfortable, and so, I just wasn't happy. I was homeless, but I would find places to sleep, and I would find food and everything. All my needs were taken care of. It's totally true. You really don't need to work to have all your needs taken care of. And it wasn't until one day something snapped in me, and I was like, I was just like, fuck this, and I got a job, sorted everything out within a matter of 2 days, and sorted out a place to stay. And I worked through the entire summer there, up until about December, and I wasn't, or that was the most happy I had been. I met friends, I had a purpose, I was doing something proactive, I had a little bit of excess money, and I had a really good experience, and a really diverse experience too, whereas when I wasn't working, it was more or less the same mundane kind of experience. And I think that's part of the reason why work is super important, is because it allows you to diversify yourself, get yourself into situations where you're not usually in or not comfortable doing, and that is a big benefit. Another thing my transitions are terrible right now. So summer ends, I'm in December, I decide I want to change up, and I ended up moving to little further south in the city of Valencia, where I started teaching English. Okay, teaching English was all good, but I found myself in this situation where I was working just to get by. Okay, and it was very similar to the situation I was in before. I didn't have a lot of friends because it was like one-on-one. I didn't have a job that I was going to, meeting a lot of new people. I wanted to like write a book and stuff, and I was just being really introverted, which is cool. I'm not bagging on that, but I was in this, like, I kept getting cheaper and cheaper rooms, which, like, at first would seem like it's a benefit, but what it allowed me to do was work less and less. And the time I worked less and less, I didn't necessarily put it to doing what I wanted to do, and, like, at the same time, like, I wasn't quite eating the food I wanted to be eating. Like, everything was, like, centered around, like, how much money I was spending and, like, how much I didn't have to work. So, one day, kind of similar, something just snapped, or I snapped it consciously, and I was like, fuck this. I have to change this. And so, in this, like, whirlwind of life that always is happening, in, like, the washing machine, basically, you just keep going round and round and round and round. I broke the cycle, and I got out, and I went and I lived on a farm. And there, I was working, and I was enjoying working, and I was with, like, a family, and it was one of the most fulfilling experiences of my life. And then pretty much ever since then, throughout different varying degrees, I've been a relatively ambitious worker. I like have a work ethic that allows me to do what I want to do. Allows me to have a little bit of excess, funds or whatever. And the best thing about it, though, is that I'm not working for the money. I'm not working for the, the payout of it, but I actually sincerely enjoy going to work and working as much as I can. And I find myself happier when I'm doing that, happier when I have a purpose and a structure. Not saying I don't take time off. I just took a week, like, where I hung out with family and relaxed. And I was able to do it pretty lavishly. Like, I got all, like, my organic food. I rented a car. I mean, it was pretty fun, I was able to go out without having to worry about, like, how much money I was spending. And that's really cool, but that was just a result of the work. When in reality, all the work I did that did allow me to have that was actually really intrinsically powerful and enjoyable, and it taught me something, and it still is teaching me something. And it got me out. It got me into a social network, especially working in a restaurant, which is really, really good. Like, I've worked in restaurants all over Europe, and now all over the States, and I really enjoy working in them. And I'm not saying that's the only job, and you can definitely get the benefits of this with different jobs, but it's just like the social network thing is a big thing. Like, working together, collaboration, teamwork, yada yada yada, that's fun. Being dependent on is also another great experience. To have someone depend on you instead of you always depending on other people for food, for water, help, shelter, whatever it is, being able to have them depend on you is a super powerful experience, and a very enjoyable one at that. So, anyways, I would challenge you to restructure your thoughts of what what your perfect dream life would be. And I would almost suggest that it's not going to be sitting on an island in the middle of nowhere, not doing anything with yourself. And it'd be more closely to working passionately. at something you want to be doing. Maybe not even want, but something you feel you want to be doing. Or even just working passionately, putting passion into your everyday life. And by doing so, changing the world and making it a better place, participating in it, being connected to people, developing relationships, having fun, joking around, all the cool stuff that comes from working. And I think that'll make you happier than this far off dream of winning the lotto.